We serve a mighty God who is so powerful that he sit on the hub of the universe and all of creation acquiescence to him. Why? Because he is God all by himself. Last week we looked at the Exodus on Egypt. There's a sermon series I've begun, and we're talking about the power of God to liberate his people. Not only that, but even when you become a slave, that God can use that situation in such a powerful way that even those who are not physically slaves can be liberated mentally, spiritually, emotionally, in every aspect of the human experience. God is saying that I want you to be free. I want to liberate you from whatever you are enslaved to or whatever is holding you captive. And so today, as this message go forth, God is calling you to give up those slavish mentality that have held you captive for years. Reading from chapter 39 of the Genesis, a little backdrop on what happened to Joseph and how God's people got down into Egypt and how they became slaves. They were not slaves in the initial stage, and it was not God's will for his people to be enslaved by any nation or by another nation. You see, God called Israel, his chosen people, to be a special envoy to the world. A special what? A special envoy to the world. You see, Israel was supposed to be the disseminators of truth. They were supposed to finish transgression. They were supposed to reconcile themselves back to God. And they were supposed to usher in the everlasting covenant by Jesus Christ coming to our world and making that alliance with man and dying on Calvary for us. But Israel failed to become just that. Because of envy, because of hatred, and because of jealousy, they sold their brother into slavery. It was not that they were in need of anything. They had flocks, many of them. They were rich. I mean, the Bible speaks of Abraham as being one of the greatest men of the East. And his posterity, his sons or grandsons, would not be any different because the blessing of God was up on their lives. And God blessed them with great substance. So it wasn't like they were starving, and so I have to sell my brother into slavery because I need something to eat. That was not the case. But they recognized that Joseph was a special, chosen individual by the Lord. And because of his visions and his dreams, they got jealous. So much so that the father's love for Joseph was so special that the father knitted a coat of many colors. Verse 38 and 37, you can follow the story. He made a coat of many colors for his son Joseph. And not only that, he placed him in a position of authority over his brothers. Why? Because his brothers were conniving and conceited, and they were thieves. They were stealing their father's flock. Joseph, on the other hand, was honest, goodly. The Bible called him goodly person. He had a character that was representative of the God that he served. You see, he was the son of his father, but he was born when his father was much more mature, much more older, and more experienced. And no doubt his father had now gotten a closer walk with his maker. And so every time the father looked at Joseph, he saw a reflection of himself, but a younger reflection of himself. And Joseph loved the Lord so much so that he would not sin against God. He was a good young man of goodly report, the Bible says, chapter 39. You can read the story there. He was sold into Egypt. The band of Ishmaelites brought him down to Egypt. This is all family now. And the story says, the Bible says, that he was bought by Potiphar, who was a captain of Pharaoh's army. And Potiphar saw in this young man worth and value